If you are already familiar or if you have encountered the term property, plant, and equipment o kaya naman property and equipment or fixed asset, you may already encounter also yung term na depreciation. So, ito ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon, in particular, adjusting for depreciation. Let me begin this session by defining yung terminologies na involved. May mga bago kasi ditong terms at baka hindi pa ito kilala ng iba. So, pag-usapan natin yung term na depreciation. When we are defining depreciation, this is allocating or the allocation of the depreciable cost of long-lived assets to expense over its estimated useful life. Ano daw? Okay. Pag-allocate daw ng depreciable, okay? Ang depreciable parang nagagamit, okay? Na halaga ng mga long-lived assets. Pag sinabi nating long-lived assets, ito ay mga economic resources, 'di ba? Yung asset, economic resources na magagamit mo sa mahaba-habang panahon. And when we are talking of long-lived assets here, we are talking of more than 1 year. So from the asset papunta sa expense over its estimated useful life. Yung estimated useful life, kung ano yung assessment ng management kung gaano katagal ito magagamit. So kung yung isang asset, ang useful life niya ay 5 years, o yung pag-allocate ng cost in 5 years, o kung yung asset ay 10 years ang useful life, o 10 years naman ito i-allocate. Okay? Now, pag pinag-uusapan natin yung long-lived assets, let me introduce to you yung term na property, plant, and equipment. By definition ng property, plant, and equipment, or PPE in short, these are tangible assets used in the production of goods and services for rental to others or for administrative purposes, and are expected to be used during more than one period. So let's go away muna dito sa mga technical definition. Pag sinabi natin ng mga property, plant, and equipment, or just to give an example, ito yung mga buildings, okay? Yung building improvements, mga office equipment, kagaya ng mga computers, ng mga machines, o mga machinery sa mga planta, sa mga manufacturing companies, yung mga facilities na ginagamit nila pag pagmamayari nila yon, mga sasakyan, and other assets na mahaba-haba yung panggagamitan. Expected to be used during more than one period. Don't worry, sa susunod, pagdating sa financial accounting, mapag-uusapan naman natin ito one by one. Now, these are also some of the terms na kailangan ninyong tandaan, especially when we are computing for the depreciation. I have here 3 terms. Yung cost, yung residual value, and then your useful life. Kanina nasabi ko na yung useful life, ito yung gaano katagal magagamit yung isang asset. Pag pinag-uusapan natin yung cost, ito yung purchase price, yung acquisition cost, kung magkano mo nabili yung isang asset. Yung residual value naman, sa iba, ang tawag din dito ay salvage value. Ito yung halaga na magagamit mo or yung halaga ng equipment or yung halaga ng asset ng ari-arian after mo magamit ito sa useful life. Basically, ito yung cost or value after use. Magkano mo ito pwedeng maibenta after you use it for the duration of its useful life. So that is your residual value. Meron kasi tayong formula when we are computing for the depreciation expense. And this is your formula. Asset cost less your residual value. Ang difference nitong dalawa, ang tawag natin doon, depreciable cost. Pag divide natin ito sa estimated useful life, yun yung depreciation expense. Now, yung depreciation, when we are talking of the nature of adjusting for depreciation, maaari natin masabi na, or maaari natin na mai-compare ito sa prepaid asset or sa prepaid expenses. Yun nga lang, this is a long-term prepaid asset. Kasi di ba prepaid expense is good for 1 year. Kaya ito current asset. ang category nito. The nature of your adjusting for depreciation is similar to adjusting for prepayments. The used portion is transferred from the asset account to the expense account. So basically, kung paano tayo nag-account ng prepaid expense, ganun din for the depreciation. Ang difference nga lang kasi nito, yung asset kasi mahaba, matagal mo magagamit, more than 1 year. O, bigyan ko kayo ng illustration. I have here, on June 1, take note of the date. On June 1, this is me, Accounting Exemplified, purchased a computer set for its tutorial business worth 65,000 pesos. Wow, sana totoo. It is believed that the asset can be used for 5 years and can be sold after 5 years for 5,000 pesos. Ano yung nire-require? The annual depreciation expense and the monthly depreciation expense. And also, what is the adjusting entry to record the depreciation expense each month? Okay. Yung mga terminologies na ginamit natin kanina, balikan lang natin, i-apply natin dito sa example. Yung cost mo or your purchase price here is the 65,000 pesos. Yung estimated useful life is your 5 years. And then, yung residual value or your salvage value is the 5,000. Ito yung kung magkano mo pwede siyang maibenta after 5 years, after mo magamit. Now, how do we solve for the depreciation expense? Number 1 is the annual depreciation expense. I have here the formula. Yung asset cost, 65. Ang residual value is 5,000. Less natin ito, we have 60,000 which is your depreciable cost. Pag dinivide natin ito sa estimated useful life of 5 years, 60,000 divided by 5, you will arrive at 12,000 pesos. 12,000 is your depreciation for 1 year. Madalas, nagkakaroon kayo dito ng mga kalituhan. Kasi, very particular si question. Although dito, sa given natin, compute for the annual depreciation and compute for the monthly depreciation. Paano naman natin kukunin yung monthly depreciation? Pwede natin i-divide yung 12,000 into 12 months. Kasi sa isang taon, 12 months. O kaya naman, imbis na 5 years, gawin mo na lang 60 months. 5 years times 12 months. Kaya 60. Okay? In any case, 1,000 yan. And ano yung journal entry natin? That will be depreciation expense of 1,000, credit sa accumulated depreciation, 1,000 pesos. Now, let me just add, kung June 1 ito binili, and assuming ang adjusting entry ay ginagawa lang at the end of the year, magkano at ano yung aking journal entry pagdating ng December 31? June, July, August, September, October, November, December. In that case, 7 months. Kasi June 1 siya binili, di ba? So, kung ganun yung question, at the end of the year, on December 31, ang aking adjusting entry dapat ay debit sa depreciation expense, 7,000, 1,000 times 7 months, and credit sa accumulated depreciation, 7,000. Now, matatanong ninyo, Sir, ano po yung accumulated depreciation? Bigyan ko kayo ng additional info. The cost represents the purchase price of a fixed asset. Diba? Now, ang accumulated depreciation, ito yung total ng lahat ng depreciation expense mo na na-recognize na natin. Sa prepaid expenses kasi, imbis na i-credit sa asset account, dito, gumagawa tayo ng contra asset account. So, yung accumulated depreciation is a contra asset account. It is presented under your balance sheet but as a contra asset. Ibig sabihin ng contra asset, kung ang normal balance ng kung ang normal balance ng asset mo ay debit, dahil contra asset ito, credit siya. And this is reflected sa baba ng iyong asset account. So, kung meron kang property, plant, and equipment, specific account, dito, Computer kasi ito eh. Tama ba? Yes, computer set. Office equipment. Tapos, merong sa panibagong line, sa baba niya, kasi naka-credit yon, accumulated depreciation. Kung magkano yung accumulated na depreciation expense. So, that is your accumulated depreciation. Pag minus mo yung cost at accumulated depreciation, you will arrive at the net book value. Cost minus accumulated depreciation. Yan yung halaga ng asset mo. In this case, yun yung halaga ng equipment mo. Kasi di ba binili natin ng June? By December 31, magkano na yung net book value? Magkano na yung halaga ng asset mo by that time? Kasi syempre, ginagamit mo ito, nababawasan din yung value nun. Yung worth niya, yung net worth nun, yun yung net book value. Okay? So, do I make myself clear? When we are adjusting for depreciation, isipin nyo na lang yung prepayment. It's just that this is a long-term prepaid expense. And instead of crediting it to your asset account, meron tayong contra-asset account, your accumulated depreciation. Pag marami kayong klase ng mga property, plant, and equipment, we have to identify. So, halimbawa, dito, sa ating entry, dapat depreciation expense dash office equipment, credit sa accumulated depreciation dash office equipment. Kung may mga iba pa kayong klase ng asset account na PPE. So maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig sa ngayon. Thank you. And I hope you learned new thing. Panibagong kaalaman na naman siya ngayon. I'll see you around on the next episode. Bye-bye.